This podcast is brought to you by our friends at Anchor by Spotify. And if you haven't heard about Anchor by Spotify, it's the easiest way to make a podcast with everything you need all in one place. Let me explain. Anchor has tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. No specialty training or equipment needed. When hosting on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast worldwide on listening platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many more. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. And best of all, like I've been saying, Anchor is totally free. It's free. Download the Anchor app today or go to anchor.fm to get started and make your podcast dreams a reality. That's anchor.fm. What are you waiting for? Download the app. This is Red Light, Green Light 1, 2, 3 with D and Z. Here are your hosts, D and Z. Welcome everybody to this week's episode of Red Light, Green Light 1, 2, 3 with D and Z. Here's how it goes. We have 1, 2, 3 that you should sit or red light, and we have 1, 2, 3 that you should start or green light. Let's start with the red lights first, D.
All right, so for me, I am going to be sitting Rashad Penny this week against the 49ers. I'm sitting Jalen Hurts this week against the Vikings, and I'm sitting Jalen Waddle against the Ravens.
All good choices. All very good choices. Me, I am sitting, you're sitting down for this one, Christian McCaffrey against the Giants. I want no part of that if I'm CMC.
Hope you're right. I'm playing him against this weekend.
We'll see. James Conner against the Raiders. Awful. And if you're looking for quarterback help, Justin Fields against the Packers. I don't think it's going to be his day. So if you're looking for advice about quarterbacks, stay away from Justin Fields. But those are our red lights. Who are our green lights, D? You can go first.
All right, for my green light, I am all go on Carson Wentz. That's right, I said Carson Wentz. I am all go for him against the Detroit Lions defense, and especially that secondary. Number 2, I am going with Saquon Barkley against that Panthers defense. Saquon looked like a force to be reckoned with past last weekend. And the last, and certainly not the least, is the Cowboys D against Joe Burrow and those sorry Bengals.
Whew. That's gonna be an interesting matchup, definitely, especially with that, we'll say, porous offensive line. And I'm being polite by saying it's a porous offensive line in Cincy. My green light number 1 is Darrell Henderson Jr. for the Rams. Got the major burn over Cam Akers in the opener, and I can't see that going away anytime soon. The Falcons defense is the Falcons defense is the Falcons defense. So we should not expect great things out of Atlanta. We should expect great things out of one Mr. Henderson. Green light, if you're looking for a quarterback to start, Jameis Winston against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He's got the arm. He's got the motivation. He seems to have his head on straight, and he's ready to go. The Saints, they usually can hang with the Bucs. So we'll see what Mr. Winston brings to town. And last but not least, my third green light. Are you sitting for this one? O.J. Howard of the Houston Texans. This might be a little bit of a reach, but Mr. Howard had a huge game against the Colts with 2 touchdowns. Yes, 2 touchdowns. And I don't see where that doesn't continue against a Broncos team that looked a little suspect. They certainly looked suspect against the Seahawks. So if they look suspect against the Seahawks, I think it's worth a shot, especially at a position like tight end where it's, kind of feast or famine. But those are ours. What are yours? Hit us up. Fade Route Podcast on IG, at Fade Route DNZ on Twitter. Email us, faderoutemail@gmail.com, and let us know who your red light, green light picks are. And it's not too late to join our CBS Pick'em League. But for now, it's time for us to run the go route again. We'll talk to you next week. Want to get on the action, we want to hear from you. Hit us up, faderoutemail@gmail.com. Slide in our DMs on IG at Fade Route Podcast. Drop us a DM on Twitter at Fade Route DNZ. Comment on our YouTube channel, The Fade Route with DNZ. Questions, comments, picks, segment suggestions, you name it, we want to hear from you. Get at us, in crowd.